we'll see how this goes.
Okie dokie.
Let's see. I'm gonna put myself kind of in the center here, and I'm gonna not have my keying out, which is gonna be interesting and exciting. Because so you can see my books and dirty shelves. It's awesome.
They're not dirty. They're full.
They're full. They're full. Full of all the good things.
Yes.
Um, but anyways,
Mm,
oh, it looks like we've got audio
excellent,
and
excellent.
good, and I can hear you nice and clear too. So
Yay!
that's a joy. Oh man. So, oh, I've got my audio things. So I'm gonna go into my settings and adjust my audio settings. I had. Let's see. How did I see that? Was it here?
It should be under the audio, yeah.
No, I've got what's it? I've got the audio, the visual audio. You can have it so you can see the audio visually.
Uh-huh.
And I sometimes play this on mute while I'm like doing something else, and so I had that turned on. And voice chat, picture, visual sound effects. Oh, that is it.
Yeah.
Off. Oh.
I'm going to a new spot. I don't have very many new spots left, but I do have a few.
Nice. Okay, oh boy. I'm going. That's gonna be a minute for me to get there. Spidey's coming. Ugh. So you have not yet seen SpiderMan?
No, not yet.
Oh my goodness. Have you had it all spoiled?
Actually, no.
Oh wow.
Kind of nice.
We'll cross our fingers. I've let up the ban for that on my channel because of the amount of time it's been. But we'll skirt around and go on different topics.
Yeah,
So,
that works.
have you seen the project photos for the Batgirl movie and how they've got this like mural, I guess a spray paint mural on some like fake brick, but it'll look like that. Like it looks really interesting. The big thing is that there's a Robin that's represented on that too.
Yeah.
And ooh, there's some people on the.
Oh, that's you. Never mind.
I'm like, why are you shooting me? But towards the house. I think that's really interesting. I am kind of sad that we're not getting a Nightwing story first. I think that would be useful to kind of help build, like, you know, a Robin or Batman and Robin. But, like, you know, the DC's world is a little messy.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that we're getting stuff overall. Right. Like, we're getting something gay. I'm happy, you know. Which is a really low bar to be setting, but that's kind of where I'm sitting at with a lot of the DC projects. Is I love these characters. Just like give me the stories, and I'm gonna be happy because you're giving me something, you know.
Yep.
And yeah, that's That's how I'm feeling about that.
Yeah, that's they. It just I'm kind of glad they're not being the MCU all over again,
Sure.
but there's also kind of the lack of structure.
Yeah. I think that like you can like build a universe and not be Marvel. Like you can
Yeah, it could
totally
be
do
done.
that. Because I
Yep.
think a lot of the times people criticize DC, like I hear people say, "Oh, you know, they're dark and they're gritty and they're not like Marvel," and like I hear criticisms like that. But I think a lot of the people who are like big DC fans who understand that they are darker, more gritty stories than the Marvel's like more youthful, playful stories. Their criticisms are you're introducing characters in a weird order. You're not continuing things like we haven't had a second Superman film since the first one. We had Batman versus Superman, but it became not really a Batman movie and not really a Superman movie,
Uh-huh.
and like they aren't doing groundwork to establish things and build them up.
Right.
Like I think like Zack Snyder I think did some really amazing things and he did some things that I just am not happy with. Um, one of the things that I think I'm not happy with, the main thing really is that he's so interested in having deconstruction stories that they didn't ever like start constructing their universe before they started deconstructing it.
Right. It could only be standalone.
Yeah,
You're gonna get
and
a lot of gold.
oh deal. Like I think the the Civil War movie is a good example of a deconstructionist Marvel movie. It
Right.
tore things apart. It challenged the characters' integrities and capabilities. It had a lot of questions that it asked that were meaningful and problematic for the universe. Like that was a good deconstructionist piece.
Right.
And that was the type of stories that Zack Snyder wanted to talk about. And if you look at other things that he did that were really, really successful, like the Watchmen story,
Uh-huh.
he made that movie. Like, that's a fantastic, fantastic movie, but it is deconstruction. That is the point of Watchmen, is
Oh
to
yeah.
deconstruct the superhero genre. And so he's really into those deconstructionist stuff, which is fine. Again, totally cool. But if you are doing that at the very beginning of a universe that's foundationally construction-ish,
Yeah.
then you
You
run into
lose.
problems with that.
Right. Yeah. Like Batman '89, it was um, just kind of a standalone story. Again, nothing really wrong with that, but it was laying a foundation that others could follow behind, and that's just how it worked. So
Yeah. Yeah, and from there they built out other things, and it looks like they're actually going to try to make that movie the foundation of the universe for the
uh-huh.
DCEU. Like the Flash movie is going to write out apparently Superman and Batman as we have known them in the DCEU, and
Interesting.
um, we're going to be getting a new flagship characters, that being the new Batgirl that they're doing with the Batgirl film, and
Yep.
the Supergirl that's going to be the child of Superman and Lois, I believe.
Okay.
That is what we're going to be having uh, out of the Supergirl that has been revealed to be inside of the Flash movie. So that is a very interesting thing because like we're not even having Batman and Superman as like major Justice Leaguers in this one. They
Right.
passed it over to the girls, and I'm like totally cool with that.
Sure, that's
But
fine.
I am sad that we have these big characters with a lot of potential. I'm on. And we just couldn't do it, and so we're moving on already, but we haven't like done anything with the other ones. Like,
Right.
I just find that to be just more like just too bad. Covering you.
Thank you. Ooh.
Nice,
You want a
very
legendary gun?
nice. No, you can have it.
Alright. You want a flare gun?
Kind of. No. Kind of. Flare guns are amazing for lighting enemy structures on fire.
Yep.
And maybe
I'm gonna
that's
take it
worthwhile.
just for that.
Yeah, because like I think I've heard some people who have had like dumb things to say, like, "Oh man, like why are we having these characters who are like women? What's up with that?" Like, nah. Like I think like there's some really stupid criticisms about them having going the Supergirl and Batgirl route. And I think those are just lame. The one criticism I think is valid is that we never really got a good foundation again for those characters.
Right.
Where we, like if you had Superman established for a couple of movies, and then we have a Supergirl, I don't care which one, they were having the daughter of Superman, Supergirl, which is, there's a version of that in the comics, which is where we're pulling it from. So that's,
Yep.
that way, that's fine. But we just look like there's no foundation placed out for it again. And
Yep.
I think we're running into the same problems that we have had in the past with the other characters. And that's one of the things that I want. Like, I would love there to be a Batgirl movie. I'm so game for it. I'm going to see it in theaters, and I'm going to be going crazy for it. What I would have loved is to have Batman and Robin, Batman and other Robin, Batman and Nightwing, Batman and then Batman and Batgirl, like a solo movie. Like I would have loved to have this be a multi-movie experience to get us to that point.
Yeah. Oh, sniper. Oh, okay, I won't get the sniper.
But yeah, I think that's my main number one biggest criticism. Oh no, of the stuff that we've been seeing for the DC is that it has just not had the groundwork. They just keep on ignoring groundwork, and that's what I'm caring about. They've got somebody coming, following me down.
Good.
Oh, he got me good. It's up to you.
I got him.
Oh, nice. I don't know. What are your thoughts on?
I agree.
On all that?
It needs foundation. You need something to build on. And yes, the characters are so loved and so well known, but it doesn't mean you can ignore the setups.
Yeah, that's just good storytelling is to take that time, and they're not interested in taking the time to do it right, and that frustrates me because I think like we could have some crazy good stories in the DCEU, but we aren't taking the time to get there.
Yeah.
And that drives me crazy. Oh, we got somebody in this building.
Oh, I see him.
Did you get him?
Yeah, he's down.
Okay, someone on this roof coming down. Oh, and the other people from the other way are getting me too.
Out of the way, dude.
Okay, they're buddies.
Come
Dang
here,
it.
stick your nose out.
I have been like your shield, I feel like. Oh, I didn't hit that person at all. It was so bad on me.
Dang it.
Yeah, no. Um.
I had fun guns too.
Oh no. All right. Well, let's ready up. Have you seen the new Riddler look?
Oh no, I haven't. Is that out? That's cool.
It's a very, very different look, and I've heard some interesting criticisms of it. He's got this unique-looking mask, and I saw that too. Here, have a shield.
All right. I'll pick that back up.
Pick that back up. One of the things that it's interesting is it looks super different than the versions we've had in the past for Riddler. I posted it on my Instagram
Okay.
and my
I'll
Twitter.
check it out.
So
Yeah.
the mask I think is weird, and I've seen some interesting commentaries about that. It's got this like raincoat type of thing with a smaller question mark type of deal there, and I think that looks really fitting. And having your face covered, let's be honest, just as always makes sense.
Right.
So they got that, but the masks, I don't know, it's interesting. It's interesting to see that instead of like the hat. And I would have loved to have like the suit, the classy suit look, but they aren't building this up to be as fantastical like Gotham, the TV show.
Right.
They're trying to build this to be very earthy, grounded in the real world, and so you need a different look, and they kind of delivered that. So I don't have like negative criticisms on that. But I think it's interesting. It's different. It's different. So I had to like digest it for a second, and then I'm like, okay, this is cool. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, that's one thing that I think DC does just a little bit better. Marvel, you can kind of look at it and say, yeah, that could be our world. But DC usually does a better job of saying, this is our world with a twist to it. So
yeah, which is interesting because initially Marvel, at least in the comics, is trying to say, hey, we are like the real world, real cities, real countries, real all that kind of stuff. And DC is like, nah, we're fantastical. We've got all these crazy super-powered people. So we've got these fantastical locations. None of it's real. And like we're having this sense of this separation, yet in their movies they hold a little bit harder towards realism, which is an interesting objective. yes and he goes all German expressionism on everything.
Yeah. Hey, come here real quick.
Okay, I'm coming. Where are you?
Yeah. I'm down on the ground.
Yeah. What a wonderful superpower thing here.
I still didn't clear this spot. Where is the central location?
Did we go down to the dock? Do you have the dock?
Well, wherever the happy place is that I need to get to clear it. It might be the
Is
dock.
is yeah is I'm trying to mark it. Is this area part of it?
Yep,
Yeah, go down to the dock.
there it is. Good call.
I think there is a bounty board here and an upgrade bench here. I found the upgrade bench, so that's it for sure.
Definitely need the bounty board.
Always need a bounty board. So I recently watched the Venom sequel,
Oh, huh.
and ready for my non-spoilery review for it.
Yes.
It is a good film, but not like a breathtaking film. And I think that's because of it being a straightforward story. It's very linear. Not a lot of crazy surprises. It's kind of the story you would get and expect to get. And so you go on a good ride, but I think it was a good film, but not necessarily a great film because of that, if that makes sense.
I would totally agree with that. In fact, it was a little bit too straightforward,
Uh-huh.
almost boring.
There was just nothing to shock me
Yeah.
with it. I enjoyed the movie. I had fun. I liked it. I had fun. Yeah, I liked it. But I couldn't give it the huge, rousing review that I wanted to give it.
Yep.
But I enjoyed it. I had fun. And like it'll be, I added it to my movie collection, and I'm not sad that it's in my collection. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's in a similar ballpark to the first movie, the first Venom movie. Like, if you like the first Venom movie, you're going to like this one, too.
Yep, they felt very, very much the same, which is good.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like, the attempt it's making to say, yeah, we're kind of connected to the MCU there at the very end. Here, here's this crossover with Far From Home.
Yeah.
But it's totally a different feel. Like, it's not the same stuff. So, anyway.
Yeah. I think that it's interesting to see, like, this one was Sony, and SpiderMan's next film is also a Sony, or the Spider-Man No Way Home is also a Sony project, right? And like, the one is not necessarily a remarkable film, not bad, but nothing really special. Oh, just knocked them down with the flare gun. Shot them with a flare gun. That's hilarious. It's like, makes me think of, oh gosh, what's that movie?
Sahara.
Sahara, thank you. Shot a guy with a flare gun.
Cool. Right? That's the best part, is quoting that.
Oh my goodness. It's a beautiful movie.
And actually, it's one of those where the book is actually worse.
Where they captured all the right things in the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, because sadly the book was just.
Here's some more stuff. I could kind of grab some stuff. Go for it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's too bad. But I mean, so that's an interesting thing, because there's some adaptations where they're different than the book, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, this is the worst thing ever." Like, I've been called a lot of names for my not necessarily over enthusiastic, but general approval of the Wheel of Time show.
Oh.
Like, people have called me a traitor, and not a fan, and a bunch of other things. Like, I am actually, like, starting in on my next go-around of Wheel of Time. Actually, like, right now. This is, like, my,
Wow.
like, 5th or 6th time going through the series, right?
That's not much of a break either, because we just
No.
finished that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I'm like, okay, this is fresh in my mind. I really want to like rethink through the adaptation and how that all went down. Like, I wanted to have to go through it again, maybe because of like my criticisms. And like, I will say this: like, the Wheel of Time show is not as good, in my opinion, to the book. From book 1 to season 1. Like, it's, to me, the book is clearly better, but they did some things that were really, really good. And honestly, some things that they did that fix some of the problematic or incomplete things from the book. Like, I think I've mentioned this in the past before. Where the heck are you, person? Oh, there you are. Wow. I survived that unscathed, and I should have survived that, but I should have been scathed. I did not do a good job, but they just didn't do as good of a job more. I'm going with that sentence.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Enjoy.
But like, one of the things that as my reread is like, and this is a sense that I had in the past, but like, yeah, the first book is pretty much all in Rand's perspective, which is how most fantasy books are told. They're told in one perspective with a young, destined hero. And like the air of mystery that they wanted to have around the dragon was kind of cool. What they did in the show. Yeah, did I think they did it perfectly? No, but I think like that was a cool element that they did.
If you were completely new to the story, it could have added a little bit of interest.
Totally.
I could see that being the case.
Yeah.
Hard to judge because. Yeah, I know it so well.
Yeah, like I watched it in parallel with Dad. We're brothers, whoever's watching, and so yeah. But yeah, like so for Dad, he had no idea who the dragon was necessarily gonna be, and he's like, I don't know, maybe it's Nynaeve, maybe, like, it goes through all of the twists and turns that the showrunners were hoping to give. He fell along with those things, and so they did a really good job accomplishing that, and he thought the story was really cool and fun, and like, I thought that was pretty awesome. I think that the story for the show became a little bit less and less true to the source material as the story progressed. And I think that it got a little less fun for me as the story progressed. I did a review after like the first 3 episodes, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. And that was kind of where I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. And I think that I would have a little bit higher level criticism by going to the very end of it. I don't know. Did you finish the series?
I did, and it ended badly.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with everyone who also says it just ended badly. It basically is skipping over the entire second book. Matt leaving was not cool. It just,
Yeah, I mean, the Eye of the World, as what the Eye of the World was supposed to be, very different.
And
and
good job.
that whole battle, like the battle with the supposed Dark One there was the battle that they had in the final battle, like a mirroring of
Yeah.
realities, and rather than him kind of battling two Forsaken and defeating them before they realize that they're Forsaken and having this cool epic battle with all of those people involved, him being taken up by the power and causing all those lightning storms to defeat the battle. They go and they have this like thing for Nynaeve and Egwene. And that I get that they want to make sure that those girls had significant roles to play, but they should have brought them along and had them battle two Forsaken. That would have been a big epic thing for them.
Right?
I think that they were maybe worried that they weren't going to be greenlit for 2 more seasons, and so they wanted to do some of the bigger or cooler elements of the rest of the series, and that was something that they maybe were worried about and then were doing. They're resurrecting their buddy, and they're in this spot right here. Go kill them before they save them. I would like start shooting or something to get their attention. They're gonna be finished. Oh, they're up. They're resurrected.
Hi, guys. Be that.
Nice. I was like, oh, I'm worried for you now. Oh, apparently I leveled up. Good work.
Yay!
I'm gonna hide in this. Yeah, I and then like apparently Loyal is not dead. The showrunners have said Loyal looking like he dead is just them kind of trying to say, hey, we might not keep everybody alive who's supposed to be alive, which I think is just a horrible precedent already. Like, if they're supposed to be alive, like one, don't throw stupid red herrings at us, because it's just going to make us not trust you as storytellers. And then getting us ready to know that not everyone's safe. Well, this isn't Game of Thrones here. It's not a story where all the main characters get murdered, and that's like an interesting concept of the whole thing.
Right.
This is a story where like these people go through incredible hardships and grow and transform. Like that journey of growth and becoming is a big part of the story, rather than them dying.
It was like he tried too hard. It started pretty strong, and I agree they deviated further and further and further. And I have a legendary sniper, by the way, so if I can get a good sniping shot, that would be awesome.
All right, there's somebody this direction for you maybe to be sniping at. Oh, some people right over here.
I see. Oh, come on. Hook your head back up out of there.
Oh, I got one hit. I think we did some good work there. I've done 2 solid hits. Oh, there's that other group shooting over there.
On the hill? Yeah.
Here, I'll clear it for you. Oh, they're resurrecting somebody.
Reload. Ah!
I am going to I'm just like tearing through. That's all I'm trying to do. Just open it up for you. Someone's coming behind us.
Watch out, watch your back.
Oh, I was trying to loop around.
we had held still for too long.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But we did some good damage to all of those different parties, so that was
Right?
that was
That was
good.
satisfying. That
Yeah.
was. Let's see.
I think that also the Blight was whack.
Yes.
That was just not the Blight at all, and that was
Yeah.
too weird for me.
Yeah.
The ways
last-
I thought looked really great.
The ways were surprisingly good. Yeah, at first I was like, but as they actually went through the ways, I was totally okay with them. So,
Yeah.
but leaving Matt and then the last battle that isn't the last battle,
Right. And then him, like, I don't know, all of that to me seemed to really fall apart. Overall, like, I had fun with it. I'll be excited to see season 2. But I'm less excited than I was at the beginning. I still hold to the idea that, like, in book 2 especially, we explore this idea of essentially parallel worlds and things happening differently in different worlds, and there being other versions of them and their story and their realities. And like, this is just one of those mirror worlds. That's my take on the whole show.
Which really is the only way to take it and not be like, I hate you all.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, I'm determined to not be just straight up hating on it because I like to like things, I guess.
Yeah.
But I've got some clear issues with it. But I think that, like, if you were watching the show as a person who didn't know the books, which is, I think, a fair way to look at them, maybe not the perfect way, and like things that exist before, like they do exist before, and that is important too. But if you were looking at it just as it by its standalone itself, like, it was a good show, and it was it told a good story, and I think that that's worthwhile to see as well. But yeah, as the show progressed and got farther and farther, I had more problems with it as it went along.
Yeah, yay for them for doing it, for making the effort and everything. That says a lot, even to be able to do what they did do for this huge of a story.
Yeah.
I probably won't really worry about watching it again. I'll probably give season 2 a try.
Yeah, but I'm not necessarily super worried about, like, watching season 1 over and over and over again. That's not going to be a concern for me. Yeah.
No.
Which is unfortunate because I want to love this so much.
Right?
I mean, the book series is one of my all-time favorites, and I'm really happy that the show has gotten the Eye of the World to be on the best sellers again. Like,
right. Yeah,
it's become
awesome.
tremendously popular and has gotten a lot of people reading it. And they are going to definitely be making more, despite how book readers feel about the series.
Yep.
Because the show itself was so incredibly successful for them. It is the most successful of all of the projects that Amazon has done. So,
which is saying a lot.
Yeah,
really.
Like they had like The Boys, which was really, really big, superhero property, comic book adaptation, and they've had several other projects that have been really big and successful and very, like, talked about. In the nerd circles, which is kind of the kings of media right now. there's been a lot of different things out there that they have helped make and have been big, and this one beat them all. And so they are going to definitely be wanting to do more. I mean, it's been greenlit for seasons 2 and 3, and I wish them the very best with it. I want them to maybe do some take backsies, on the way some of the things that they did a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like they could try to steer closer and make season 2 more closely linked to the books. And I think there are things like Brandon Sanderson. He says that he likes what they did, with a bit of an addendum that he had to get over the fact that this wasn't a true adaptation, high fidelity adaptation, and he was there to help support them to realize their vision that they had for their story and their version of the story.
Yeah.
But like, and I don't know. I feel similar to the way that he's feeling with it, and he talks about it as being like a spinning of the wheel that's like, like it goes back and forth of different tellings and different spinnings, and that this is a different spinning altogether, but on the same world. And I'm like, this is an alternate dimension. This is a parallel world outside of the worlds that we've known. That's out of the mirror. But that's the thing is that's built in the story. That they have these parallels.
You can actually play with that.
They've got versions where in the books where Rand marries Egwene, stays at home, and anytime that he struggles a little bit, there's these storms that seem to happen out of nowhere. I mean, that's very, very, very different than the story that we have inside of the book, but yet that is a mirror world, right? So we can legitimately have one that strays in other ways. Like, there's reasonableness that has been built with it. So, but I'm gonna say, back to kind of the Sahara thing, which kind of brought us into the topic, is there's some books that are better than the movies or show counterparts, and vice versa. And this is one where the books are better. Similar Aragon. The movie standalone by itself ultimately, honestly, isn't that bad. It gets a lot of hate, but it's really not that bad. It's bad in comparison to the book, and it does things different, and it set up some stuff not as well for the future books. Like, they had to unwind certain things in order to be able to move forward correctly, which they just didn't do. And they're going to have to do some unwinding in order to get into book 2. But, they have the horn stolen, not sounded by
anyone.
By anybody.
Let alone Matt.
They're going to have to do the Great Hunt, essentially. They're going to talk about mirror dimensions, hopefully, and have one where it's like it is in the books. They're going to have to pedal back on a lot of stuff to make that story fit.
Right.
Or go farther
or just
away.
Completely deviate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the two options, really. So. Now, you said you just started Wheel of Time again. Last time we talked, you said you were on Dresden.
Dresden was great. Yeah, Dresden was wonderful. I loved my read-through of Dresden. Had great experiences, good times with it. And, so they've got my They got my number.
I got theirs. Ooh, ooh, and a bounty. So fun.
Nice.
Hold still. Hold still.
Is that a crown?
Oh, it is a
Ooh.
crown. Go get the crown.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so excited. Oh, there it is. Pick up. Ah, I'm so happy. Okay, we need to spray for some health.
Whoa, crazy shotgun. This is that crazy gun they were using.
Oh, the dub?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Um,
Ooh, a blue sniper though. Oh,
ooh, take it.
yeah, I think I will.
Okay, is there any... I want some shielding stuff. Okay, I've got one small shield. And 80 of a spray.
Alright.
Okay, let's do it. Oh, I've got their attention this way. Yeah. You good?
Yeah.
Wow, we went through that very healthfully.
Here's some more small shields. Yep, there you go.
Oh, perfect. Let's see, do we need to do these things? Need any of these things? No, I don't need any of those things.
But Dresden Files is 16 books. And you went through
17.
them, 17, not counting the short stories. And you
Correct.
went through them in a week.
Yes, sir.
Nicely done.
I'm going to totally hit my 225 books read this year. I'm going to make it happen. And oh my gosh, it was just a joy. I wasn't intending to do it, and I just couldn't stop. I just couldn't stop. I started and
they're
I just...
addictive. They are.
They are.
I mean, last time I went through them, I listened to them at regular speed. Now that I'm kind of hooked on a faster speed for audio, I think I'll cruise through them pretty quick too.
Yeah.
Because they're not that long.
No. But I'm so ready for the next installment. Like, I need more Dresden in my life.
Come on, Jim Butcher. Let's.
I know.
Actually, for Jim Butcher, I want him to write more of the aeronauts before.
Oh yeah, ooh, those are great.
I want to know what happens to Harry next, but we know that's going to happen anyway. So
having the cat familiars in the way that they did in that story was really pretty cool.
It was so fun. That was my favorite part of the book, were the cats.
Yeah. Oh, we found somebody.
Ooh. Ah! I found them a little too much. Oh. I'm hiding for just a second.
Oh, they are boxed in.
They're crazy builders. We need our flare gun now.
I don't have my flare gun. Should we just ditch them?
Yeah, let's just ditch them. They'll be like, "What? You didn't want to finish the fight?" We'll be like, "No."
Alright. I mean, I could always try to ram them over and over again.
They would find no end of amusement. Alright, hang on a second. Let me get on top and crouch. Go! And get my distance while crouched on top of the car. Go.
Yeah, look at you all the way to the other side. Ooh, turn around and shoot. Turn around, do some cover fire.
You made the corner.
Yeah, I was like, serpentine, serpentine.
Right.
Okay, here's my strategy.
Run out of gas.
You got a sniper, right?
Oh yeah,
This is how we need to deal with these guys.
it's true.
Dude, they were almost completely dead. And we're in a really bad spot. The trees are the worst.
Yeah. Oh, someone got somebody over there though. They're crawling on the ground.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh, come on. I'm gonna like, there's one that's down. It's like almost just like, just shoot that one. They're going back and hiding in their stronghold.
Yeah.
Someone's close by.
Ouch! Yep, you're right.
Oh, got one. How you doing on time?
Behind the R 76.
Dang it! Oh, they did too many good headshots on that. They did like 3. It's painful. They're gonna resurrect a buddy. But hey, I got them. I got one of them.
Oh, well, that's all for me, but thanks so much. It's always fun.
Oh, total joy.
All right. We'll talk to you later, man.
Hey, thank you. And thanks for the nerdy chat. That was fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Later.
We good. Talk to you later. Bye, everybody.